Hi guys, and welcome back to another video Game with the Powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video, I am continuing my top 100 board games in our collection list. If you guys didn't see our most recent video where I went over board games ranked 60 through 51, I'll go ahead and link that somewhere in the top of this corner so you guys can all be caught up, because today we are taking a look at board games ranked 50 through 41. We have made it halfway through the list, guys, and we are chugging along, and I hope you guys are enjoying this list and seeing some board games that you like, or maybe some board games that you have in your collection. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video, starting off with board game number 50. So this board game was 28th last year on my list, so this one is down 22 spots, and this is going to be Horrified Greek Monsters. All right, Horrified is a board game for 1 to 5 player, ages 10 plus, and this is published by Ravensburger. We've already talked about Horrified American Monsters. This is the Greek mythology edition of that game. So we're gonna have 6 mythic Greek monsters like the Minotaur and Cerberus and the Chimera. And a harpy and the gorgon and stuff like that. You know me, I love my Greek mythology here. So for me, what's also really unique is I think they added in just a little bit more than that American Monsters. This one has kind of overtaken the American Monsters in the Horrified series for me. If you remember last year, I do believe that American Monsters was rated a little bit higher than Greek Monsters would. But as we've gotten to play Greek Monsters a little bit more, I like some of the changes, the little differences and tweaks in the mechanics of the game, where now you have these layers and layer that somebody resides in, not layers in a board game. But some of these, like the Minotaurs and stuff and the Gorgons, there will be layer tokens that are out there that you have to find the correct layer that that monster is in. So it just makes it a little bit more challenging, but also really unique and fun at the same time. So my 50th favorite board game and my favorite Horrified board game in our collection this year is Horrified Greek Monsters. Okay, guys, moving on to game number 45. I do not have this with me because it is packed up. This is new to the list this year, and this is going to be Merchant's Cove. So we've recently done an unboxing on Merchant's Cove about maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I got the all-in edition of Merchant Coves. We got that to the table, and man, we really enjoyed it. I remember why I went all in on that particular board game, but Merchant's Cove, let me try to do some of this off the top of my head. I believe it's like a 1 to 4 or maybe 1 to 5 player game. It's going to be ages 12 to 14 plus. It's going to be right around 60 to 90 minutes per playthrough, and that one is coming to you from oh man, I don't remember who published that one, but unfortunately they are out of business. Final Frontier Games is published by Final Frontier Games, who unfortunately is out of business at the moment. But Merchant's Cove is a really fun, unique game where you are taking on the role of a merchant, and there's a bunch of different merchants, and they all have their own unique asymmetric mechanic of how they're going to play. So some are dice rolling, some are card play, some are alchemy, like these alchemy tubes, right? Some are just each has their own unique style of mechanic, and that's what I really enjoy about the game. So if you have a particular game mechanic that you enjoy, more than likely it's going to be in Merchant's Cove. But you're going to be using this mechanic to produce goods, and then you're going to have merchants that come on these boats, or customers that come on these boats, and you're going to be selling these goods to this customer. And the game's going to play over 3 rounds. Look, once you get the hang of Merchant's Cove, it actually plays very quickly, and I think that's what I enjoy from it. Being a Euro-style game, I like how quick it plays, and it's actually pretty easy to get to the table, especially my edition with all those game trays. But very happy with that one. My 49th favorite board game in our collection this year is going to be Merchant's Cove, that all-in edition. Okay, guys, moving on to number 48. This game is new to the list as well, and this one is going to be Rivals, the deck building battle royale game. This is a board game for 2 to 6 players, ages 14 plus, right around 40 to 120 minutes per playthrough. And this one is published by Unkind Games. Look, I love me, you know me, I love my deck building style games. This one, I think it does a great job at what it says. Look, we've seen battle royale style games like Apex Legend, maybe Rainbow Six Siege. That's not really battle royale style, but you've seen a lot of games try and come with this battle royale-esque style feel. I think Rivals does a tremendous job of capturing that to a T. And so basically how this works is you are taking on the role of what is called a auction, and you are going into this arena. They have these acrylic tiles that are really nice, and you guys are basically battling one another and trying to be the surviving one or be the first one to gain 5 rival points. And there's a couple different ways you can do that, but I love the battle royale style feel of you draw these cards, the map is going to slowly deteriorate, and then it's just a head-to-head battle. I love the production value here in this Legends edition of the game, but if you are a deck building fan and you want to play something unique like a battle royale style feel, then Rivals is the game for you, which is why this one has cracked my top 50 here. So my 48th favorite board game in our collection here is Rivals, the deck building battle royale game. All right, guys, moving on to game number 47. This one is also new to the list this year, and we also recently unboxed this one, and this is going to be Spooktacular from Level 99 Games. Spooktacular is a board game for 1 to 5 players, ages 14 plus, right around 45 minutes per playthrough, and as I mentioned, it is published by Level 99 Games. Look, guys, this instantly shot up into my list in the top 50. I've only played this once, but look, I had such a tremendous experience playing this game. It is so fun. It is very light. That 40-minute mark, it does play in that 40-minute mark. I love all the different characters and the theme, and just look, this is a quality, fun, entry-level board game that has a little bit of depth to it for a lot of people. Basically, the theme of this one, I'm getting too excited talking about this one. The theme is you are taking on the role of one of 20 original movie monsters. They're like B-movie monsters, right? You've escaped the screen, and your goal is to spook and devour the guests in the movie theater. And so you're going around the movie theater along with some of the other monsters that have escaped, which are the players, and you're trying to scare and devour the most guests to earn victory points. But really love this one the first time we got this to the table. So this is my 47th favorite board game in our collection, Spooktacular. All right, guys, number 46 on the list. This was 39th last year. So this has dropped, what is that? I can do math, 13 spots. So this one has dropped 13 spots on the list. And this one, almost picked up the wrong game, is going to be Meadow. All right. Meadow is a board game for, if I can find it. Oh, it's not it. 1 to 4 players, ages 10 plus, 60 to 90 minutes per playthrough. And you are nature observing wanderers. And so how this is going to work is you are going to have, it's going to be a little action selection, right? You're going to have this little tile. You're going to place this tile on a wheel that is going to allow you to or you're going to use this on a board, I'm sorry. There's like indentions on a board. You'll place this tile on the board. There's going to be a bunch of different rows and columns of cards. That arrow, the direction the arrow is pointing, is going to tell you what cards you can take in either that row or column, and it's singular card that you are taking. And you're just kind of building out and observing different nature and creatures and things like that. But what's cool is you can stack these cards on top of each other, and it's almost like a progression, right? So you pick up a landscape, and then on that landscape, you decide to have like a worm or a bug or something like that, an insect, and then you can stack the insect on the landscape, and then the next card you might draft like is a rabbit or a fox or something that eats the insects, right? And so it's really cool, unique. It's a very cozy, nature filled themed game, but we do really enjoy this one. So my 46th favorite board game in our collection is Meadow. All right, guys, moving on to number 45. This one was 23rd on the list last year, so this has dropped 22 spots, and this one is going to be Earth, okay? Earth is a board game for 1 to 5 players, right around 45 to 90 minutes per playthrough, ages 14 plus, and this one is published by Inside Up Games. The overall theme here of Earth is you are basically creating an ecosystem, so this is going to be done in a 3x3 or 4x4 grid, I'm sorry. It's going to be done in a 4x4 grid, and you are going to be taking an action selection, right? You're going to be tableau building out this grid with all these different faunas and plants and things like that, and trees and landscapes, and you are just trying to create the most hospitable or diverse, I guess I would say, environment, right? For your planet. You're gonna have different type of weather system and things like that. But I really enjoy this one because there is no downtime to Earth. Once you take, I like this mechanism of I take an action and somebody else and the other players on the table get a benefit for me taking that action as well, right? So it's not I take my action, everybody waits. Everybody can get a benefit or bonus from the action that I take, and so it's really cool. Now this one has dropped a lot on the list just because it can be a lot. Sometimes it can lean towards that 90-minute playthrough. And look, I enjoy Earth, but I don't think I enjoy it as much as other people do. I think the game is solid, right? I think it's a solid game, but there are people that say this game is the bee's knees. For me, I just think it's a solid nature themed game. I think I would like it a little bit more if you could have animal cards in there instead of like the base just fauna and nature type cards. But yeah, you know, my 45th favorite board game in our collection here is going to be Earth. Okay guys, moving on to board game number 44. So this one is new to the list this year, and this is going to be Garden Geckos, all right? Garden Geckos is a board game for, if I can find it, 1 to 6 players, 15 to 45 minutes per playthrough, ages 14 plus, and published by 10 Robot Games. Man, I really enjoy Garden Geckos. It is such a simple but strategic game. Essentially, what you're doing here is you are going to have a hand of tiles. You are placing these tiles out on the board. You're also going to have a grouping of garden or gecko meeples. And when you place that tile, you are placing your gecko in between 2 tiles, which are going to, on the tiles are going to have squares, right? And they're going to be different patterns and shapes, or different patterns and colors. And you're putting your gecko in between 2 tiles on these 2 patterns. And there's going to be different scoring conditions, right? There's going to be different ways you connect these tiles together and you place these geckos out to meet these scoring conditions on cards in order to score victory points. And so there's bug meeples in the game, which are really nice that you can collect to use to get more tiles or use as victory points at the end of the game. But look, I think this is just a cool, unique, simple, stylish, very easy to get to the table game here. My 44th favorite board game in our collection is Garden Geckos. All right, guys, moving on to game number 43. This was 73rd on the list last year, so this one has jumped 30 spots, and this is Fantastic Factories, all right? Fantastic Factories is a board game for 1 to 5 players, ages 14 plus, right around 45 to 60 minutes per playthrough. And this one is published by Deep Water Games. And basically, this is a engine building, tableau building game where you're gonna have cards in your hand. You're gonna be playing cards, and it's gonna be a different factory building. And that building is going to have a way to generate these resources. And so that's essentially what you are trying to do. You can also hire workers, right? There's an abundance of different blueprints, is that what they call the different factories in this game. I have both expansions to this one, and I think this has gotten so high up on my list is because I've really been intentional in getting Fantastic Factories back to the table again, trying all of these expansions, because for a while this was kind of on my shelf of shame or my sale shelf of, did I really want to get rid of Fantastic Factories? And so diving into this one a little bit more and getting more of these expansions to the table really made me solidify of how much I really enjoyed this game, which is why it shot up so much on my list. But my 43rd favorite board game in our collection is Fantastic Factories. All right, guys, moving on to number 42. This was 34th on the list last year, so this has dropped 8 spots, and this one is going to be Project L. All right. Project L is a board game for 1 to 5 players, ages 14 plus. I would say right around 45 to 60 minutes per playthrough. And this one is published by Boardcubator Games. I love Project L. This is another Tetris style game where you are going to have these tiles with different shapes on them, and you're going to have pieces that are different shapes. And so you're trying to fit these pieces into to complete these shaped tiles, and then you are going to get a reward of either victory points or another piece, maybe a larger piece, a smaller piece, and that is how the game works. But it's very simple, very strategic. I really enjoy Project L. This is probably this is my favorite Tetris style board game that I've seen. And so my 42nd favorite board game in our collection is Project L. Alrighty guys, last one on today's list, taking a look at game number 41. This was 71st last year on our list. So just like Fantastic Factories, this one has jumped 30 spots on the list, and this one is going to be Shake That City. All right. Shake That City is a board game from 1 to 4 players, 20 to 40 minutes per playthrough, ages 10 plus. And this one is published by AEG. And in Shake That City, you are a city planner trying to design the best city. And so the unique gimmick is not really the right word, but you're going to have this city box that you put in these cubes in, shaking the cubes up, press it, and it's going to come out a 3x3 grid. And then you are selecting colors of cubes, okay, which is going to match a colored tile. And these tiles are going to be like residential buildings or commercial buildings or factory buildings, right? And you are trying to take those cubes in the pattern that they show, take the tiles and put that pattern on your player board to try and score victory points, filling up rows and columns, and each of these different tiles have their own unique scoring condition here. But this one has gone up a lot on the list because I think this one is so easy to get to the table and really teach. And over the course of the past year, we've tried to get out and host a little bit more game nights. And this is just, I feel, a solid game with like a, hey, you want to play a cool, unique game where it has like this this pusher that you push out and it's got a 3x3 grid, but it's also very easy to understand as well. So for us, we primarily use this as like a either a starter or like an in-between game of a game night. So this is one of our go-tos for this, just because of how easy it is and the easyability to play this one. And I think that's why this has gone up or shot up so much on my list. But my 41st favorite board game in our collection is Shake That City. All right, guys. Well, look, we have made it through another list. Thank you guys so much for sticking around here. If you are enjoying this content, smash that like button and hit that notification bell. Drop down in the comments below. Do you guys own any of these games, and what are your thoughts and opinions on them? And do you have them ranked as high as I do? Last but not least, guys, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.